Paper Snob. This is Tara. Today I'm working on Mad About Mini Paper Pads. This is a monthly hop where we take our mini paper pads, 6x6, 6x8, 8x8, your mini paper pads. We're also allowed to use scraps for this hop, and I know a few of the participants do. I have a ton of 6x6 paper pads and 6x8 paper pads that I also need to make sure I give plenty of attention to. So what I'm going to be doing today is working on a layout of my granddaughter. We picked her up and we are hanging out with her at Papa Meme's house, which you can see both Papa Meme in these photos. She is opening up a package that Meme got for her. I think it was a homemade quilt. I'm going to be using this sketch here. This was last month's Stretch the Sketch inspiration piece, and I really love that sketch, so I decided that I would go ahead and use the sketch as it sits for this month, and I am quite happy with the product that I chose. For my alphas, I have a partially used set of Hip Kit alphas, and I have this crate paper from American Crafts paper pad, and I've already chosen some bits and pieces out of it to use. I'm going to be using a viewfinder or maybe two for one of the circles in the sketch, and then I've already, like I said, chosen the papers that I'm going to be using for this hop. So I'm going to go ahead and pause this video. I'm going to get started. I do want to put some ink on this white cardstock, and I'm going to cut all of the cameras or the circles off camera, and I will be right back. So I'm only going to do the stenciling around the perimeter of the white cardstock because, of course, the design of the layout is going to be in the middle, and I don't want to cover up too much of the inking. And so what I do is I just kind of haphazardly line up my stencil with the previously done section, and it's not actually perfect, but it's perfect enough for my purposes, and I'm just kind of randomly just inking here. I like how sometimes you get really dark stenciled lines, and sometimes they're very light. I love that kind of a gradient color that I'm getting right there. And this these brushes that I'm using, I only use those for my Pinkfresh Studio inks. Each ink color has their own, and I don't know if you could see the handle before I picked it up, but every handle is labeled with the color name, and I store each brush in the slot with the ink next to it. This way I don't have to worry about washing the brushes out for fear of cross-contaminating my ink pad or anything that I'm working on. And I do a similar thing with my Distress ink pads, in that I store the little pad that you stick on the holder by Ranger underneath my ink pad. If you've seen me use my Distress inks or my Distress oxides, you have seen that in the past. I will say that it works better for the mini Distress ink cubes that I have versus the full-size oxides, which I have to put Velcro on the bottom of those to get it to stay. So now I'm just going to start laying out this paper. I have cut it down to 5 by 5 inches, and I'm going to use this big floral piece on the top left and the bottom right corner, and the polka dots on the opposite sides. Now I'm going to just start layering up these circles, but the first thing I want to do is I want to put back the viewfinder die cut with this green stripe, and that way there's no little openings on the holes. My pictures aren't quite the same as the photos in the sketch, so I'm just going to try to make that work as best as I can. And now I'm just going to start layering up these pre-cut circles. Now I did cut all of these circles with my Big Shot off camera, and I kind of tried to stay within the design that was on the original sketch, but I do end up adding a few more pieces because I wanted to add these die cut pieces here. These were from one of my counterfeit kits. I believe they were in my April counterfeit kit, as were the flowers that I am pulling out. Some of those flowers were ones that I cut from the digital Tracy Reed collection that was the inspiration kit for counterfeit kit in April, and the others came from a Freckled Fawn kit that I had included bits and pieces of in my April counterfeit kit. So you can kind of see where I'm going with these alphas, and now I'm just kind of searching for a title. I really wanted to use these letters, and as you can see, I have almost no vowels left, so I'm just kind of making things work, and I may end up having to just set this aside because I can't find the right letters. Now I've added some journaling labels, and I've glued down my circles at this point, and I've decided to use the word fun as part of my title, and hopefully get a title on here before I toss these letters. And yeah, I'm going to toss these letters when I'm done because they are puffy stickers and they don't work well in the manner that I would normally use them to create another layout. You've probably seen me do this in the past. I have taken letters and I have put them in a circle on a layout, and I've covered them with gesso and then painted them with inks and stuff. And I would have a very hard time getting that idea to stick. So now I'm going to add some random sequins that I have on my desktop, and I'm hoping to get some of these used up because, as I've mentioned several times, we are moving, and I will be packing out my space here very soon with the help of Scrappin' on the Fly and another friend who I will definitely owe lots of chocolate to, because I don't think Kristen realizes what she's getting herself into. She's never been to my house. My other friend has. She scrapped with a book with me in here, so she knows what she's getting into. Poor Kristen doesn't. Oops. Anyway, so I did find that I had some of these really cute floral sequins in here, and I'm going to go ahead and try to put them on with the Nuvo Deluxe, but I end up off camera using glue dots on those because they just would not stay, and I found it kind of annoying, and I'm just, trying to get them on here because they're really pretty. I think these came from Pink Fresh Studio. I'm not positive on that, or they may have been a mix in a Hip Kit Club kit at one point, but they're really pretty, and they've been in this little baggie on my desk, and I poured them into this little rectangle tray. Okay, I got this layout completely done. I did have to go back with these floral sequins and use a glue dot in place of the liquid glue because they just would not stay. So that took care of making sure that those will stay on the page after I put it in the page protector. Also, I want to remind you to check out the hop list below in that description box. There are quite a few creators who play along with this monthly hop, and I would love for you to go check out their channels and leave them some comments and click that like button for them. Thank you so much for coming to my channel today. I really appreciate those of you who take the time to like, comment, and or subscribe to my channel. You guys are helping me to build this channel, and without you, I cannot do it. I really, really appreciate you. If you have any comments or questions about this layout or any of the products that I used, just drop them below and I will get back to you as soon as I can. You have a great day. Bye.